the bright lights with no shade. So letting her go, letting her rip, letting her fly, tossing her in sideways, living the life, letting her ride, outside, winning to die. Cross her up on the cushion, crossing the line, cause some drama and some bullshit they didn't like. And if they don't like the move, then we're ready to fly. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wide, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. This is how we roll. This is how we do. It's not for everybody.
Well,
but the
hello,
And
ladies and
pray,
gentlemen. We are
'cause
here
we know
today.
that.
Oh, we are here today, boy. We got the hat back on. Hold on, let's see if we can. There we go. Get the full effect. We got the Jake Hagopian 14 shirt on. Oh my. Respecting the micros as much as this Chris guy. This Chris guy on the comment sections get real. The comment sections get real on the Chaz. I'm telling you. These people are insane. Well, and some of them are insane. But some of them aren't. Some of them just have, I don't know, an ego issue. Although apparently I got ego issues. The lady's really mad at me, guys. We may not make it. Maybe the last time you see me in this room, we all got ego issues, apparently. Maybe it's because we're all males. Maybe that's the issue. That is the problem in today's society. The white male. We are the issue. But regardless, there is a lot of things that happened today, that will happen today in this video. No more dirt tracks. We're going to look at a very interesting video and an opinion of dirt tracks. Are dirt tracks the issue? We're also going to give a slight update on the Devil's Bowl Invitational update. I know we touched on that yesterday. We're going to read this guy's comment. I think it's deserving. He took a lot of time to write it. Let me put that off to the side. That's so rude of me. Let me drink my coffee. But I think that the guy wrote a pretty long comment, and it's one of the longest ones I've ever seen. I mean, he definitely believes in himself. And we're going to respond to that. And then, if we have enough time, we're going to be breaking open this box here and seeing what kind of cards we can get. We got in the mail today some nice cards. A Will Anderson rookie patch auto, 1 of 15 in the world. And I don't really like this guy, but everybody seems to like him. A rich Sam Laporta rookie patch auto silver, 1 of 79. First off the line edition, so we'll see what we can do. I apparently, according to some of the recent sales, this is like a $300 card. I got it for $30, and this is a $180-ish card. I got it for $20. So looking good on this buying and flipping a sports card idea we got going on. So that'll be cool. We'll see. Obviously, the cheaper way is to open up one of these 60. Well, that box that I just showed you is probably $120. I got it for $60. The hope is, though, to open that and pop out some badass rookie cards. You know, you got that new guy from down in the Spurs, big, tall, lanky guy. Looks like he's from, you know, Space Jam or whatever. I forgot his damn name. I keep up with all this stuff, but, you know, racing consumes my mind, so it's hard to keep up. Football's my second love, so I can somewhat keep up with that. Basketball, a newfound love, kind of, for that. So still trying to keep up with that. But regardless, let's go ahead and read this guy's comment, because I think that it is a very good comment that the guy made. Let's see here. Try to pull it up. It was in my email is where I got it, but I would like to be able to just pull it up normally. It is from yesterday's video that we did. It's in response to the winger Jade Avadesian remarks. Here we go. Let's see the web here. Here is the gigantic. We may have to pull this one up on the big screen. This is why I'm reading it. I mean, this guy went and wrote a damn. This is definitely a college professor here of some sorts. Chris S., which he proclaims to be a lifetime, I guess, superstar racer, no matter what the professional drivers of our society think, no matter what I think, no matter what any of these national champions that have said very similar things to what I said in the video yesterday think. This guy wants us to know how amazing and badass he is and how he knows everything. Chris S. I try to figure out who this Chris S. is that is such a big badass superstar, but I can't think of a Chris S. Who could it be? Chris Simpson? I mean, who is this guy? I've never heard of him, but maybe he's like some big F1 driver or something. I just don't keep up with whatever he does. But he tries to make it sound like his shit does not stink. He is God right here. My name's Chris and I know everything. Oh, hold on. We got somebody in the chat already replying here. What do you think of the new promoter of Fremont Speedway? I saw that. Dean Henry in the chat said lost you. Not sure what that means. But Dean Henry in the chat. This is definitely blasting. This is how we do at the tailgate of Devil's Bow. That is funny. I think the new promoter of the Fremont Speedway is technically the old promoter. I am interested in seeing how that all goes over in the sense of, I believe the old promoter is the one that had the issues with Tony Stewart in the All-Star Series. And that's why the All-Stars weren't going to Fremont. And then when they switched promoters, I believe this is the story, when they switched promoters to the new ones that were just recently promoting it, that's when you saw the All-Star Circuit of Champions come back to the Fremont Speedway. So if it's going back to the old promoter that had the issues with Tony Stewart and the All-Stars, will they get an All-Star or a Premier Sprint Car event? And if they don't, will they, hold on, should I say if they don't? I should say, since it looks like the High Limit Series and the All-Star Series is merging in some form of fashion, that the relationship between those old promoters and Tony Stewart might not matter? Or is there such a grudge there that Stewart will be like, no, we're going to make this deal, but one of the stipulations is as long as this guy runs Fremont, you will not take your racing events there. So that's a weird element. I believe this is the proper story in the history of this situation between Fremont and the All-Stars. If I'm wrong, sorry, but I remember this story. I remember this being a gig, and it may be another set of promoters, or maybe a guy came in there and did it for 1 year, and that's what happened. But I believe it was this same promotional group. Somebody says we need a new promoter and announcer out here in Paris. But anyways, we're going to get to Chris. Chris Vickery says, my name is Chris, and I know everything. And that's who we're going to be talking about here right now. Although I do want to read his comment. It's not a bad comment. It's a really good comment. The only issue is that it's a very arrogant, cocky comment. But, I mean, I guess I'm arrogant and cocky too, so at least that's what I'm being told. I can't even say that I think I'm attractive or I'm a piece of shit. The thing is, this response is to the Winger Herb contact and the Jade Avadesian wreck commentary that I provided yesterday. And here's how it goes. The take on Herb and Winger, this may take 20 minutes. I mean, this guy wrote a damn book. The take on Herb Winger's contact is delusional, coming from an authentic, successful, and knowledgeable driver's perspective. He just claimed himself as authentic, successful, and knowledgeable, although I've never heard of this guy. And if you want someone to listen to you, I mean, and I try to throw a comedic element on this stuff. He talks about that, kind of makes fun of me. if you want somebody to listen, you shouldn't really come right off with a straight up attack. I mean, I guess it works both ways. I'm not sure. But he continues here. Herb was 100% solely to blame for the initial contact as he rose off exit, which I said I don't know where he doesn't get that, but doesn't twist the car enough and lets the car crowded on the outside right into Winger. If you're in the bottom, it doesn't matter if you're ahead of the car on the outside, coming off the corner as the outside car will have a run. Winger had the run which was predicted, and there was enough gap to shoot. On these cars, they will walk out towards the wall off the exit if you do not lock it down where you want. Alone, you let the car arc itself out on its own, but not if there's a car running the outside. He knew Winger was coming, and he tried to crowd him. This was worsened when he over-throttled and broke traction, skewing the car. It clearly wasn't an issue of side bite off center exit. And here's where he comes to attack me. Winger, because I was saying that contact off of 2 caused the left rear tire to be punctured in some form or fashion. And in the center of the corner, not down the back straightaway, not entering 3, but in the center of the exit of the corner, Ashton Winger knew that tire was going down or he had lost traction because you could visibly see the car squatting and flaring out, and there was nowhere for Herb to go. But Chris knows better. Winger's tire wasn't flat mid-corner, as you can clearly see sidewall. Doesn't mean that the car or the tire wasn't punctured. If you can see the tire was up a little bit, that just means it's in the process of losing air, which is what I was explaining. Clearly see the sidewall in the damn apex of the corner. He wants to know. He wants to use curse words. Plus, when the left rear goes down, you will see the rear end step out some, appearing to wiggle, especially entry apex as he fights the car. Because the tire's going down is what I would say. Most notably as he first discovers it. Even if that tire was going flat or was on the rim, he's committed to the bottom throughout the entire rotation and would have ran the same line off exit regardless, with not enough time to maneuver to the bottom yet before Herb starts hiking the car. With a flat left rear discovered after commitment to your entry, you can't just turn right or let the car wash up, genius. You also can't cross the track on exit in case there's a train coming. But that tire wasn't flat, he says. There was no cars to his outside. I didn't say he had to go to the outside and exit the track. Or if I did, I was joking. But I was talking about, I thought I said, I saw pull over. Believe what I said is I said pull over, come to a stop, bring the caution out, and exit the track because you know you're going to just cause a pileup off 4. So I don't know what this is. You can easily get out of the throttle and the car will go up the track. And if you slow down, the car has excellent brakes. I don't know. This guy's just exaggerating. It looked like Tyler anticipated a drive off the bottom and wasn't letting Winger shut it down. He was at fault. I've yet to hear a goodwill man call that otherwise. So once again, more shots, more insults, more just saying anyone who doesn't agree with him is not a goodwill man. You're not authentic, you're not successful, and you're not knowledgeable. So if you do not agree with him, you are not these things. The tire getting cut down was likely due to the nose that drove. Okay, we don't need to keep reading that. I did want to point this part out. None of these guys are just riding around. That's talk by someone who really doesn't know, doesn't understand the sport from a cockpit. That's a blatant lie. I've heard plenty of drivers say that. Successful drivers, more successful than a guy I've never heard of. We also are 100% dependent on mechanical grip. That's the thing that allows your superstar RTJ to dominate. Now he's going to take shots at RTJ. That's the game. Speaking of which, it's amazing how many fair-weathered fans are in this sport. Every year, a different driver dominates, and that's all you see is comments everywhere. Alleged fans. Funny how many RTJ simps crawled out of nowhere. The year before, it was someone else, which I don't know how he's saying that to me. I was big RTJ fan, was saying he was coming a long time ago, been doing videos and promotions around Ricky Thornton Jr. for a long time. But if you don't agree with Chris, add on, now you're a simp. So let's add it up. You're not a goodwill man. If you don't agree with this analysis, you're not authentic, you're not successful, you're not knowledgeable, You're not a good driver. You're not a good wheelman. You're a simp. All these things that you are if you don't agree with this Chris guy. The common take on this micro deal is also deranged too, which I was talking about how I don't think I talked about micros much, but I believe I did say I don't consider micros and midgets adult racing vehicles. I get it that there's some badass adult racers in it, but they need to get out of those cars. They're not going to get respected in micros and midgets. You're never going to get that respect that if you are a good driver that you deserve. I mean, you could make money. I know that Frank Flood makes a great amount of living and everything, but people consider those cars, and I've heard them people say it, they consider micros and midgets clown cars. And what I mean by that is you used to go to the circus, and this little bitty, it used to be a Legends car, a little bitty car would roll out into the circus, and like 10 clowns would pile out of it, and it's this little bitty miniature car. So regular people from the regular world, and even people within the dirt racing society, consider these vehicles clown cars. And maybe that's why it's always a circus when we watch them race. But anyway, I was trying to say it's mainly where kids are at, you know. Anyway, and we went down the points for the National Midget Championship that Jade Avedisian won, and it was mainly just kids. There was only 6 other guys that she was racing against for a championship, and it was mainly just a bunch of kids. The comment on the micro deal is also deranged. First of all, sliders are extremely difficult to judge. Oh, wow. This doesn't seem to a full slider. Slider's the most overused term. It was a simple mistake and misjudgment, right? And I said that. Something I've witnessed 1,000 times by incompetent men in this sport. I mean, your own viewer said she turned left after contact, alluding to how slow the average fan actually is. I don't think that she turned left after the contact, but whatever. One of the commenters did, but I guess guilty by association. Understanding why the car hooked to the wall requires primitive cognition. Not to mention the multiple bad misogynistic jokes, which is ironic because I bet my life these commenters have zero situational awareness and talent behind the wheel. I've done this my whole life since I was 5 years old, racing thousands of drivers and trained many. I wanted to be Jeff Gordon, but I wasn't good enough and I failed, and that's why I'm on here commenting on your video. These commenters can't wheel, I promise. I guarantee this. Even the ones who do race, just driving a car doesn't mean that you're talented or knowledgeable. I know guys that raced years and decades that don't know shit. This guy is he's on it. This guy knows it all. The old guys didn't race with more respect, and this is what he just switched to here. I was talking about how back in the day, people raced with more respect because they had a lap belt and a leather helmet, and you didn't pull off close, moves, because if you did, you might die. And we've always heard and seen how old movies or old clips and old video of racing, how people died all the time in these old barbaric ages of motorsport. And I was saying, but there was a lot of guys that lived. There was thousands and thousands of people who raced cars back then. And yeah, hundreds and hundreds may have died, but there's still thousands and thousands who raced and never got injured, never died. And I attributed that because of the fear of death on the racetrack. You wouldn't pull a crazy slider off back in those days trying to get a spot, because if you hit that car the wrong way, you may fly out of the vehicle onto the ground. So people had a little bit more respect, not necessarily for the other driver, but for their own life. But he has the answers. Chris knows it all. The old guys didn't race with more respect. They ran at much slower speeds with cars less on the edge. Okay, lap belts, no suspension, hard, bald, like bicycle tires at 80, 90 miles per hour is not on the edge. I get the speeds, but I have a feeling that the cars were more on edge when it comes to safety. I get the speed part, but the cars were less on edge. I think that there's way more technology. I think today's cars are way more hooked up and easier to drive than these old cars with no power steering. But hey, Chris knows it all. They didn't have as good of safety equipment, but they got effed up and died all the time. Right, hundreds and hundreds out of the thousands and thousands. They only got mentioned in the local paper. There was no internet, social media, and little national coverage besides magazines, remember? Oh, yeah. Yes, I watched the races in the 80s. I sued in my mother's womb and watched 3 times a week as a toddler, then kid raised up in the dirt, watching and racing. By the time I started school, I witnessed the same style of wreck and driving weekly by those old timers. This is, if he's talking about the 80s, this is true. Micros and midgets aren't just kids' classes. I have a feeling this guy either has this national amazing career in micros or midgets. I just have a feeling that's who he is. That's why he's so offended and triggered right now. Very few people in any, if any, pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Here he goes with his closing statement. This is where he's going to wrap it all together and make it some big, giant meaning and purpose. Very few people, if any, pull themselves up by their bootstraps. That's nonsense and delusional rhetoric. Everyone got help or assistance somewhere on their path to success. It might be educational or other resources. Might have been a loan officer or investor that believed in you, fans, customers, or employees that gave you an early chance. But no one does it on their own. Period. At minimum, the government and taxpayers helped you with your education, student loans, infrastructure, road utilities, internet, satellite, weather, and other products developed by governmental programs, grants, tax breaks, small business resources. Everyone owes someone for their success. You might pull up on your bootstraps, but others were yanking on your bra strap at the same time, hoisting a chunk of your weight up. Very deep right there. Very deep, that closing statement. I basically said, nice reading opinion. However, to say that the car didn't have a tire going down or had lost enough air to alter the forward drive off the corner is as delusional as you claim I am. You visually see the car, this is back to the winger situation. You visually see the car not dig off the corner. You see the left rear slump down and the right rear kick out. This is typical for a car with a flat left rear. Due to this, Herb had nowhere to go and made the contact. As stated, he also did the right thing by staying in the throttle and spinning Winger completely. The other alternative is to get on the brakes and get piled into by the cars behind him, just as Winger did. Spinning Winger was the safest way to handle that entire situation. The rest of your comment is slated towards the zero situational awareness that you speak of. Hypocrisy is real. But anyway, what do y'all think of that comment? I mean, Chris S. is saying if you don't agree with this, you're not authentic, you're not successful, you're not knowledgeable, you're not a goodwill man. You're an RTJ simp. You lack understanding. He's saying if you think that you could pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you're wrong. Once again, we need to be thanking the government. It seems like. So this guy, I mean, I wanted to read it. I mean, obviously we all have an opinion. I like putting opinions out there, mine of course, but I like differing opinions. I wish people would call in with a differing opinion, but they're scared to. But this is just interesting. This is Chris's opinion, and Chris knows all. This is the best driver in the world since 5 years old of racing. And he's training guys. So he's sending guys out onto the track thinking like this, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, fearful of our lives? I don't know. I'm just glad I'm not on the track with the guys he's training. Let's see some comments here. Oh my God. What happened to draining threes in their face? Right, exactly. Chaz, sorry he wasted your time. Wow, he's a historical as well. This guy, man. Yeah, right. I'm a simp. Chris Vickery is a simp. November 4th, Stockton, King of the West, SCCT, non-wing final races. Chaz, are you coming? I don't know. That sounds like a trap. But anyway, I did want to talk about another situation that has come up. And this is kind of the topic. Hold on. How long are we already? We're already 30 minutes into this thing. I got to speed it up if I want to break this box open here. Um, but that was interesting. Regardless, this is what I wanted to talk about today. And it's dirt tracks. Obviously, the title of the video, No More Dirt Tracks. And this is what we're talking about right here. Oh, actually, hold on. Before we get into that, this is what I wanted to talk about as well. We had the invite issue yesterday. Some legendary drivers, not able to get onto this list. This was set up by point standings. World of Outlaws only allowing Devil's Bow to have 24 drivers in each class. They did it by the top 24 in the point standings. Some drivers not being on the list that are very legendary. Once again, apparently there's a situation where there's a RSVP. They're going to be calling each driver, and each driver has to kind of check in or email and say, we're going to be there. And for the drivers that do not, they are going to open up spots in this 24-car list to allow certain drivers in. I'm sure there'll be some nepotism involved. I mean, if a spot opens up in the modifieds, I'm sorry, guys, but you're not Troy Taylor. We're putting them in there. I mean, if a sprint car spot opens up, I mean, sorry, you're not Chad Wilson or John Ricketts. You're in there. But anyways, little update there. But the main topic of discussion here is not just that Davenport has, I did want to hit on this too, Davenport Speedway, those in Iowa, wondering if the track is coming back. Of course, they're in a promoter issue, scuffle kind of situation. Apparently, they do have new promoters. Not announcing who the new promoters of Davenport Speedway in Iowa are, but they are going to be racing next year. They do have a new group, but they're saying right now they can't give all the details just yet. So Davenport Speedway is returning for the 2024 season. But this is the home run hitter. Dirt tracks are an issue. They are. They detour new race fans. The dust in the air. It just seems to be an issue. And I think we found the solution here. This is video from Chase Johnson Racing. Now, keep in mind when you watch this, and when NASCAR was doing their dirt, and I was in all these NASCAR dirt races, I said, dirt cars race on dirt like dirt cars, and asphalt cars race on dirt like asphalt cars. They're never going to sling it in there. They're never going to have side bite. And I was always showing everyone the dirt car super late model video on an asphalt track where it's going around the corner like it's on a dirt track. And that got me thinking how dirt racing does have an issue with the dirt surface. For one, it's inconsistent. People bitch about it all the time. We would think that it's easier on tires, but people seem to go through a set of tires every night no matter what. And the dust in the air and the dirt in the air is a true issue when it comes to promoting this sport to new people. It does detour people coming to the sport, especially women who go out there and spend $400, $500, $600 on the damn hair to go out on a Saturday night and you throw dirt off in the shit. And women run the world. They are the does. You want to know where the bucks are at? They're following the does. The reason the nightclubs and everything is where a bunch of guys go ain't because they like the jams and the songs playing. It's because of that hottie with the rockin' body on the dance floor, and they want an opportunity to take down the dough. So we need to make this a little more accessible to women, not just with women drivers on the racetrack wrecking guys and having no repercussions, but I'm talking about actually making the show attunable for female people in the grandstands. NFL is 100% men on the field playing. There's a lot of women fans. NBA, all these sports, male sports, there's a lot of women fans. We don't have it, and I think the dirt in the air is a big issue for that, as well as sometimes the very misogynistic kind of culture in the dirt racing world definitely doesn't help it either, and some people don't even know what misogynistic is, so they don't even know how to properly understand what I just said. But, for instance, a bikini contest, a trophy girl are examples of misogynistic actions and tendencies and things in today's society. Those are negatives. Those are using women as an object, for instance. You're like, oh my God, that's so stupid. That's so liberal. It's also reality. But at the end of the day, this video came out, and this is Chase Johnson at Sonoma in California running a car around a track here. And it looks good, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is just a flat corner sector of the Sonoma Raceway Park. This is that final corner, that right-hander at the end of the racetrack before they go off into the left. And he's dropping this thing into the bottom. Now, imagine... And it ain't like the asphalt cars. The asphalt cars, I'm sorry, there's just something to me about the sidewaysness that makes dirt racing badass. I just like seeing a car go in there and chunker sideways and slide around. I even like drifting a little bit just because of the sideways extremeness of the situation. Now, some people are sitting there like, wow, I mean, how could you say this should be like the future? I mean, for one, it is less dusty. For two, there is a halfway issue on using lines. Obviously, lines and dirt change inconsistently. With an asphalt track prepped for dirt-style racing vehicles, you could actually get lines that are equal and never get away from being equal. And obviously, even on asphalt, asphalt does lay rubber and lines can change. But there is alternatives to asphalt and dirt. And one of the most ageless alternatives, obviously, if you did asphalt, you'd have to do something with your tires to be able to sustain this amount of, almost maybe like when we go run go-karts on polished concrete, they got those really hard puck-style tires that never die. You would have to maybe develop something like that to be able to pull this off on a full-time basis. They do have asphalt sprint cars, but they don't get around there. They don't put on the show that I'm seeing right here. This is a damn show. And this would be pretty cool, I think. I think that would be pretty cool. But there is alternatives to both asphalt and dirt. And one of those alternatives is the original form of racing in America. And that is the old school boarding tracks. Look at this track right here. Board tracks. And this is something, a situation like Gateway, and think about this, guys. Don't get too far out, but I think there's a real opportunity for our style vehicles in arenas. I mean, a drift show, I think it was Formula Drift just did a show in Wimbledon. I think 160,000 people were there to watch drift cars in an arena. If you could pull off a wooden track or something like even like X Games and stuff, those are all wooden. But what's crazy to me is the amount of construction that this stuff took. We always talk about, our modern day technology, but look, this is like the pyramids, for crying out loud. Look at the construction that these things needed to be capable or even to happen. I mean, people built this with manpower. I mean, wow. Talk about construction. Insane how much actual manpower labor was put into building some of these tracks. But I do think you could do something like this on a more smaller scale. That's not a board track. I don't believe that's Darlington. But this is definitely a wooden track. I do think you could pull something off to scale. Maybe not something gigantic like this, but you could do something like X Games. Here's a good shot of a wooden track. But look at all of the wood actually used. I mean, trees were coming down back in the day. I do think this is insane right here. This is not what you would want to do in today's society. But you could build a quarter-mile wooden-based track that would race very similarly to dirt. You wouldn't eat tires up like you would on asphalt. And it could be easily movable. You could move a wooden track a quarter mile. Like if Gateway, the Dirt Nationals, was a wooden track, okay? You would be able to take that track apart and transport it. That's what they do with X Games and all these other other entertainment sports with the boards and everything like that. These are all constructed courses, and then after the show is over, they deconstruct the course and they put it on a truck and take it to the next facility. I think that's something that is potential when you talk about arena racing in our cars. I do think the wooden tracks would, like I say, take away the dust. It hasn't been done in a long time, so a pill to do something like this would be huge. But the consistency of the surface, whatever it does to the tires, you know it's going to happen. I mean, we're worried about rubbered up racetracks and burning tires off as they are right now. I mean, why would you even care about that stuff? And you could build surface, you could build shape. I think that other track or other surfaces are doable. I do think that it's doable to maybe change the surface of the racetracks. Maybe going all the way to asphalt like Chase Johnson did here is not the way. I think it does look cool. But I do think that dust and dirt and things that the surface provides, even though it provides great racing action, it doesn't necessarily appeal to the new person. And I think it hinders the sport more than helps it. Regardless, wooden tracks were cool. Could they be cool again? Especially in an arena-based situation or even a traveling based situation, you could do a lot. You could do a lot with a wooden track that is specifically built for sprint car, dirt, late model racing. I think it's doable in today's time, especially the construction. The amount of time, that's what I'm blown away about. The amount of time that it took to build these tracks is just insane. I can't believe how I mean, this is done by hand, guys. So you can't tell me it's too hard when these guys back in this day were doing it with their own damn hands. All of this. So don't tell me it's not possible. Or don't tell me it's not possible. Let's look at the chat. This is an interesting spin on things. I'm curious as to what people think. Seriously, talking about wooden track. I'm telling you, bro, I think it's possible. I think it is possible to do something different. I think it is possible to do something different. And I do think that the surface does hold back the sport in attracting new drivers, or new fans. I just think it does. I think it does. Take on rubber, would you sand it down after heats? I mean, you could do a bunch of stuff. That's funny. You could do a bunch of stuff differently with a wooden-based track. And like I said, the consistency of the surface is definitely going to be there. I mean, it's you're going to lose all the dust in the air. Actually working and doing things are thrown out the window. No more 2-hour breaks to work the track. I mean, the track working is unbelievable. The big, looks like Cosmic Patriot says, the big tracks all have that small oval on the front stretch. Let's put sprint cars on it. That's a good one. I've said that before. I was trying to do something at Texas Motor Speedway when I was down there in the DFW area with that quarter mile. Some people would say throw dirt on it, but I think throwing dirt on it might be not the solution. I think it's time to potentially look into other surfaces outside of dirt to run our dirt cars on. And I think that is a successful idea, especially when it comes to arena. I think it would be easier to build a track. It would be quicker to put together, quicker to take down, and potentially better for racing action if the Gateway Dirt Nationals was ran on a indoor wooden track. Something that is very hard, very abrasive, like the half pipes that you see the skateboarders use. Those things are strong. Those things are durable. And I don't want 60 degrees of banking. But you can put the banking on it that you want. It's never going to change. You can test to make sure surfaces and grooves are correct. Make it to where the outside lines and inside lines are very even based on the track shape. And you won't have no dust. You'll have consistency. You'll have all these things. Yes, the tires may get eaten away a little more, but in today's world, tires are going as they are. But we don't know. How much does wood actually eat the tires away? How much? We don't know. I could guess how much asphalt would destroy the tires. That's a no-brainer, right? I mean, just saying. I'm just saying. And then would you run dirt tires on a wooden track, or would you run the block tires on the wooden track? The wood would collapse. No, buddy. No, the wood would not collapse. Not these new style woods. Yeah, would wood be a fire hazard if caught on fire? Now that is a whole other situation. We gotta have some fire protected wood. That is funny. I didn't cross. Oh wait, what if we have a Carson Macedo situation on a wood track? We're fucked. I'm halfway saying this in comical aspects as far as the wooden tracks, but I guarantee you there's some other alternative surfaces for a arena style situation or a short track style situation that are better than dirt. I just think there are options that are better than dirt for our cars to attract new people. I just say so. The fire hazard deal, though, I really don't know how to combat that. I did not even think about that. I was too busy crying today. I did not think about that at all. Now I feel stupid. Ruined my fucking idea. Just destroyed my idea. Unbelievable. Ice racing sprint cars. I did want to go to that last year. I believe they have it up there in Wisconsin. I believe they do have that up there in Wisconsin. I'm not sure. Hold on just a second. I believe we're going to get ready to do this. Wing sprint cars on asphalt are probably way faster now. You still have that. They have asphalt sprint cars as it is right now. They just don't have asphalt sprint cars to the degree how they're dirt suspension and dirt driving based. You got that big asphalt sprint car race coming up here in a couple of weeks beginning of December, that is, in Las Vegas. So I'm thinking of coming out to that. I'm not sure just yet. We will see. We will see how that goes, if we make it out to Vegas or not. All right, I guess, let's see. They have it in Sweden. Oh, somebody said they have it in Sweden. So MDL, hold on, let me see it. So MDL is the worst wood you would want because they can inject it with a fire retardant. So MDL is the wood you would want because they can inject it with a fire retardant. See, and that might be even better. This is the same option indoor track and field uses. So building the track is possible, but setup is far more labor intensive than you think it might be. Just look at a concert. I think you can pre-construct sectors to a track. I think you can build this track kind of like they do with the freaking half pipes and the courses for skateboarding and stuff. They build these tracks in sectors. They put them into trucks. They transport the track to the facility. They unload the pieces and parts in sectors, and then they place them together, clamp them together, fasten them together, and you have a track. So I think with modern times, you could pull something like that off. Jordan says, Australia has been experimenting with different types of dirt to see what puts on the best show. You should talk with Toby from Sprint Car Hub. He was telling me about it. He's a good guy. Toby's great. Sprint car racing would be more of a parade than it already is. I don't think so. I think you could build actual racing grooves into the track. Whether that's the degree of banking on the top versus a flat bottom, stuff along those lines. I think you could build speed into the track based on the shape of the facility. And then also, you also have the option of putting some type of grip on the speedway as well. Honda Man says, sounds crazy as going electric. I mean, electric's coming soon. The only thing sprint car racing has on its side, I mean, super late models and y'all are all just screwed, but the one thing that sprint car racing does have on its side, it is a zero carbon emission vehicle. It is a carbon-free car. It runs on methanol, which has zero carbon emissions when burned. So technically, a sprint car is one of the most green vehicles when it comes to carbon emissions in the world. So sprint cars, as far as environmental impact, is one of the safest for the environment, one of the greenest vehicles for the environment. I've said this on multiple occasions. but due to it using carbon or methanol, it's one of the most, green vehicles out there. I remember when Daniel Lasowski and the Crescent brothers tried roll racing at Bristol drag strip. Everyone put same tires on, but PJ said, "Hold my beer." Was nuts watching him try with stagger. Wow. Interesting. Was Joey at your place last night? No, he was not. Joey was not at my place here last night. All right. What are we doing here? Are we doing these cards? We got the little NBA pouch right here. Do we do these things? I know people, they were just saying something about it, so I'm trying to oblige them. They're getting all mad about stuff. Hold on, let's put this Laporta right here. 179. Sorry, meant PJ Chesson. I'm reading the comments as we go. We'll just go ahead and tear this thing up. I don't have the big knife back here, so I'm going to have to, I don't know, maybe put a toot to it. No, I'm just playing. Somebody's screaming Joe Vaughn. That is funny. Joe Vaughn Schriltz. He's apparently quit. What did he say in an email? Let me read his email. He sent an email that said he's not coming back until, let's see. Oh, yeah, everybody wants, some 16A car wants everyone to know that the 16A is why Justin Sanders got his national chances, I guess. I'm not sure. The 16A, I guess, put him on the national map running ASCS, which most consider not a national series. But Broke Joe's racing boycott. Let's see it here. We'll take a pause on the cards. Let's see this. Why is it showing that? Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can do this the right way. Oh, I can't. Damn it. Hold on. We're trying to fix this correctly. Oh, here we go. So this is the email from Broke Joe. Broke Joe will not appear on any show until changes are made, but he will continue to supply video evidence of the California elite to the Chaz, the only person who will show it. Well, that's flattering. Item 1, the Macedo strong-arming puppet promoter, Peter Murphy. I like Peter Murphy. He loves to go after Peter Murphy. I like Peter Murphy. I mean, he could be pulling off just business. I mean, the just business thing covers up a lot of stuff. But I like Peter Murphy. I think he's trying. Peter Murphy into not counting the dash to benefit the Tarleton and Roth cards. We've seen this over and over where they reset the Roth cars. The dash didn't count. They literally discounted the dash and just lighting people up. Item 2, drivers. Well, let's just go ahead and look at it. Fine, Joe, you win. So this is the dash at Hanford, I believe, earlier this year. And what Joe is talking about is this dash was supposed to line up a certain way. Justin Sanders and certain people were supposed to be up front, but he's always pointing out the money on the track. Obviously, you see the money on the track here. You see the Golubic NOS car, the Tarleton 21, the Roth car, and Justin Sanders, the oddball out's what he's alluding to. And this dash they rode out onto the track, the drivers couldn't line up properly. They couldn't figure it out. That's the actual lineup. So it's supposed to be Sanders, Golubic, Matson, and Macedo. Since Carson Macedo did not want to line up there, they line up as they were told. They race the dash. Sanders wins. Golubic second, Macedo third, Matson fourth. But then come to the A main, and they straight up just, wait, where's it at? They went back to the lineup that apparently there was a situation where the Tarleton, as Joe describes it, the Tarletons and the Roth and the money cars went and bitched at Peter Murphy and said that lineup was wrong. We were supposed to start up front in that dash. The result shouldn't count. They tossed the dash out of the entire night, basically. They canceled the dash and lined up the A main based on the points that they were told were correct by Tarleton and Roth, the people in those camps. And so they lined the A main up like this to start. So that's one. That's what Joe's talking about as far as the elite putting Peter Murphy in a puppet situation. Obviously, there is a big Tarleton sign at the track. Obviously, Roth is in the Central Valley area. Or Central California area, whatever they call that. And this was, probably a big mistake Peter Murphy didn't want to have happen, but Joe sees it as the California elites and the money pushing people around to get their way. Carson Macedo's and everybody. So now he says item number 2, putting a driver's health in danger to benefit Shane Golobic by not allowing a race restart. By not allowing a late race restart with Justin Sanders in the 121 running second. So he is saying here that there should have been a late race restart. Sanders is in second in the 121. Shane Golobic is leading in the 22 car. A driver is on fire into the infield, on fire under the car, burning. And he's saying instead of them throwing a caution right here, we're still green, he's saying. This is all for Shane Golobic, he's trying to allude. Because they are saying, or he is saying, that everyone knows or thinks or believes that if Justin Sanders would have been able to catch Shane Golobic or have a restart here with Shane Golobic, but that there was a chance that he could pass Shane Golobic. And he is saying that they didn't throw a caution to help a driver on fire in the infield. They ran an additional lap on the track to the white flag right here. They stayed green to protect Shane Golobic's victory, to make sure he gets the win, that there's no restart for Justin Sanders to potentially take that win away. And they put a driver's life on. I almost want to laugh because you see this image as he gets to checkered. You see this image says it a lot. I mean, I hate to say this, California guys, but he's got a point. We got a checkered flag here with cars going around the track. And you look at the image of the checkered flag waving, and in the background you see a car spewing fire out of the hole. Look at this fire back here as there's cars full speed around the track. That is really bad, California. That's really, really bad. You act about what's Joe's problem. I mean, this is literal fuel for the fire of a Joe Von Schriltz CA elite type of conspiracy thought. This is, what is it, Building 7 that just came down like a controlled demolition in 9/11? This is fuel to the fire for people to think that it's a setup. I mean, this is real. So Sanders is in second. I guess he started deep in the field. Oh my God, this is bad. Driver on fire, flames billowing out of the car. This is 2 to go. He's coming to the white flag. So they didn't throw a caution right now, coming to the half lap just now to the white flag. And they're staying green while a driver is on fire in the infield. And then this shot at the end with the flames literally shooting up out of the vehicle out there in the background as the cars are full speed going around the track is just so bad for you people trying to say Joe's an idiot. This is what he's talking about. Oh my God, guys. What's the next one? And he said until changes are made. And here's the third one. Item 3. See here, item 3, trying to get Shane Golobic a win by allowing him to restart a race on a tire going flat His slow pace causing a chain reaction, putting drivers at risk and tearing up thousands of dollars of equipment. So usually when a driver has their tire going flat, the officials tell them to get off the track because they know it's going to cause a wreck. So he is saying, and you can visibly see the right rear right there on the 17 car leading the field is flat. On the 17, you just had Dominic Scelzi tell him that it's flat. On the ground flat. And I just got through talking about Winger, how, you know, the car's going to lose all kinds of speed. It's going to go nowhere. And I believe Sanders is in the 16A. We talked about that car earlier. I don't know where Sanders is in this. I don't even really think that this is a Sanders defense situation. I think Joe's trying to say this is how much people in the series directing positions, the calls made on the speedway, this is how much they are favoring or allowing certain drivers to do things in favor of them. He's talking about favoritism. And the last one where you have cars burning as race officials are allowing things to stay green. And then you have this. Let's see the result of this going green on a flat right rear tire. Oh my God. This isn't going to work. Oh my. Maybe Sanders is in the 16. Why was that allowed? Let's see. Does Dominic go over to Shane? No. I think Dominic is a little pissed that they allowed that to happen. Dominic is a really good guy. He will say the right things. Like, Joe could be against what he was saying against the kid, but and Dominic has made mistakes and other drivers have made mistakes, but at least in this situation, he's definitely, it looks like he's a little heated about what they allowed. This is the replay from the broadcast again. Completely flat right rear tire. He just goes in there, and the car's not going to really handle. I mean, it's going to slow down. It's going to do that. Why are they allowing this to happen? According to Joe, it's just because there's people in directing positions that are playing favorites in a sport that is supposed to have rules that eliminate favoritism. That's what all sports are for. That's why they all have referees. You know, you're not supposed to play favorites. That's how proper, real competition acts. And he's fed up with it. And he's fed up with being called a Justin Sanders supporter and dick sucker because he says these things. I mean, there's a lot more cars in this wreck right here than Justin Sanders. And it seems like even a guy like Dominic Scelzi is on his side with stuff like this. I'm sure even Dom has said something privately. It's just when you go out publicly and you try to call out these things against the cartel elites of that area, you have a bigger problem. You get the chastised reactions that Joe has received. Let's look at the comment section. Those are the three things that Joe has pointed out. We got to say a 121 comment from Jordan. That's awesome. Dominic was angry that night, Jay says. Sounds like how everyone favors Larson. Yes, and this is a part of the Larson clique. You have Shane Golobic, who's friends with Kobe Copeland. Kobe Copeland is, best friends with Kyle. And Kobe Copeland was at Shane Golubic's wedding. Kobe Copeland was the best man at Kyle Larson's wedding, I do believe. This is the clique that Joe describes, the elites that you're up against. And that's what he's trying to say. He says, I live 2 hours south of Skagit. I always look forward to him coming up. Justin Sanders, he is referring to. There are a lot of rumors leading up to this weekend at Tulare, which obviously Trophy Cup is this weekend. That's going to be very interesting. There is late models that using methanol. Yes, the only negative to using methanol is it burns really fast. The gas bill is extremely higher for sprint car racing. Just unbelievable. Some people can't believe what they're seeing. Seems as though Joe has a good point, and he does. He does have a good point. We are just past the hour mark. I think it is time we switch over to the camera, to the phone. Let's see what we got here in this pack. Hold on. Move the hopefully, I would hate to have my laptop fall on the ground right here in front of everybody. Badass Sam Laporta card. What about here? We got this double patch gold edition right here. Ooh, hold on. Let's just see. Cards only. Let's see here. Get a little center shot of the situation. Oh, we already lost all of our viewers. We lost everybody in one move. I mean, we've covered just about everything, guys. I don't know what else you want me to cover. I know there's some people that want to see this box get ripped open. I mean, just between these two cards right here, you're looking at like $700. Got a really good deal on them. Let's see here. What we got for NBA Revolution. I've never opened this box before. Probably going to tank it really bad. Oh, it looks like it opens from the top, maybe? Huh. Maybe you just literally rip it open. Maybe that's what happened. We'll leave the chat up, and I'll conversate with y'all as the chat's going. I have watched many races in PA here where Larson was second or third and jumps to start heavily. No one calls home back, calls him back for it, like they are scared. They are scared. They don't want to upset the click. So it looks like this thing opened like this. Kind of like that. Opened up. So that is the truth. All right, let's do some call. I'm going to continue to read the chat. Can we get a quick call from Joe? Unfortunately, guys, Joe is serious. He is not going to accept calls or call the show. He is serious. If he does, we will. We will. Let y'all know and prep y'all on that. But anyways, let's see what we got here. So here's our little cards for the day. 60 cards in total, I believe. 5 times, oh wait, maybe not. 5 times 12, yes. 12 packs of 5 cards. Let's see what we got here. Hold on. There you go. A little bit different of an angle. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. I'm reading the comments. NASCAR cards, it would be interesting to hear from Joe again. I know. Get on to Joe. Get on to Joe, guys. Email Joe. If y'all want Joe back on the show, hold on. I'll give y'all his email real quick. Write it down. Write down his email. I'll put it in the chat. Y'all email Joe and say, we need you back on the Chaz's show now. And then maybe it will happen. This is Joe's email. Or go to WRAYVON.com. If you go to WRAYVON.com, you can find the contact information on WRAYVON.com. Go to contact us. Hold on. WRAYVON.com. Will that open up? No, it won't. Let's see here. I don't know. Can we put a link in the description or a link in the chat? Maybe that doesn't work. I guess it might not. Hold on. Let's see here. Maybe this will work. If you go to WRAYVON.com. Let's see. Will this link actually work? Oh, it does work. So there you go. Link in the description. If you click that. Let me see here. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Hold on just a second. Go to WRAYVON.com. Hold on. We're almost there. Hold on. We got to fix this. There we go. So this is actually Joe's website right here. So if you go to WRAYVON.com, that link in the description, you scroll around and you see down at the bottom, RAYVON121@yahoo.com. You can also go to the contact situation there and fill out your information. Type in your message here on RAYVON.com. Send that to Joe, and this is how you can contact Joe. If y'all really love Joe being on the show, you got to tell him, and this is the only way to tell him. So go on to RAYVON, go to the contact form, and send your message today, and let's try to get Joe on here tomorrow. Let's aim for tomorrow, guys. Let's try to get it. Here, I'll even pin the message so that you don't forget it. WRAYVON.com. Get Joe back. Joe is in the right. It's bad out here in California. I agree. All right, let's see what we got here. Hopefully this thing will open. It was really hard to open the first go around. Come back, Joe. Everybody wants Joe back. Come back, Joe. I don't know how these cards even look. I just saw they were cheap. Oh, whoa. I don't know if this is a regular card, base card, whatever we're dealing with here. Let's see here. We got to say EJ Little. Oh, looks like we got to say an autograph version, maybe. Or I don't know. Is that a numbered rookie card? Blake Wesley. Nice looking little card there. We got a Shane Gildas Alexander. I know this guy because the girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, whatever it is right now, we'll figure that out by the end of the day, is a big fan of this team. Looks like this might be the base look. Ben Abadeo. Darius Garland there. These cards are flashy. Although these are a little bit different. I'm not sure if these are inserts or special designs. Because it seems like this may be your base card. Like your regular design. These are very flashy. All right, let's see what this next one's got. Let's do a meetup with Joe, Chaz, here on the West Coast, Spike. I mean, I'm down for that. That would be cool. Spike Fast Racing. I will show up at a big race event in California and give everyone a kick in the jewels. That's funny. So, yeah, this looks like to be some kind of different combination. Got Middleton there. Orlando Magic. Jalen Suggs. Hold on. Joe and Chaz on Wing Nation. That would be interesting for sure. Jalen Green. This is back to those default looks, it looks like. Looks like the top two cards are different. A little bit different. Franz Wagner. And Trey Young. Trey Young a little different there. But yeah, it looks like these are, once again, base cards. And then we got these different kind of variations of colors over here. Maybe this one could still be a base card. Although it looks a little different. But these definitely have a different tint to them. This one could be base. Most girlfriends and wives need antidepressants. That's so sad. I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong, you know. But. Fun fact, Aaron Crocker won a World of Outlaw race. Yes, she did. She did win a World of Outlaw race. 100% fact. Let's see. Evan Mosley. Mosley. These things are so flashy, they're hard to read. Evan Mobley on that red look. Then we got a Jalen Williams, OKC Thunder rookie card. Cavs, Donovan Mitchell. What we got here? Got Tyler Hero on the default. And then, of course, the cat, Karl Anthony Towns. Still looking for something a little bit different. I wonder if we're going to find something. Every Wing Nation guest, thank you on congratulating me on the win. We hope to win more this season. We have a lot to improve. Thanks to my sponsors. The end. We are still reading the comments, even though you don't see them on the screen. We're still reading them. As we bust these cards out. Let's see what we got here. Jabir Walker. Another Evan. That's a little bit different, see? Is that different completely? Let's see here. I thought we had a Mobley. Let's see here. Listen, I'm still reading the comments, so keep them coming. Maybe it was over here. Yeah, so a little bit different. This is definitely a different design. I don't know if they're calling this some kind of red or something. But But this definitely seems to be the base card of the situation. Middleton, Andrew Wiggins, Gordon Hayward. Wing Nation had to disable their comments. That is true. They did have to disable their comments. That is pretty funny that they had to do that too. They're so far behind. They're so Mav TV. You know, a reason Mav TV kind of failed is that TV in itself fails. It's just not what's hot anymore. These packs are so old or something. We're going to have to wait on that one. I don't want to damage the cards in opening. They were getting ripped constantly. I bet they were. Hope you get a Brittany Griner card. I don't think this is WNBA. All right. Oh, Michael Porter Jr. on that red. Giannis on the default. Devin Mitchell. Josh Giddey. And Miles Turner. Okay. That is interesting how, you know, if somebody like me had the resources of Wing Nation, just like imagine how big of a show that would be. You know, that would be huge. If you could put a show together with that kind of production. I'm over here having to be director. I'm doing it all on my own, basically. Trevor Kills. Oh, Isaiah. It's a backwards card here. Isaiah Mobley here on this backwards card, rookie card. Maybe the rookies are backwards or something like that. Devin Booker. Julius Randle. And some Simmons guy. I know most of these guys, but some of them I don't. You tell that girlfriend you look like a young blonde Jack Nicholson on a bad hair day. Well, women are hard, guys. It's not easy. Love has done a lot to a lot of people. It's not an easy game to play. And we are from Venus and from Mars, so it is just a little more complicated. It looks like we got one of these red cards, Donovan Mitchell on top. D'Angelo Russell, Jaylen Brown, got an Anthony Davis, and an R.J. Barrett. Let's see. Okay, over here in the lot of base cards, a lot of just typical colors. We're hoping to see something kind of cool. Hold on, let me see what this box actually said that is in it. It says 12 New Year's parallels. Look for jersey numbered autographs from top rookies. So there is a potential for autographs in here. Hollow gold. Rookie New Year's hollow gold. It doesn't look like we got any numbered in red. So this may just be a different variation of these cards. Although they all look very similar with this kind of red, kind of ice look. This is a little bit different, kind of a graffiti look. But these, you can see the parallels are ice. These are a little bit different. But these are the iced. Well, that looks very similar to a base card just being a rookie. Now that I'm looking at it again. This looks about to be the same, just a rookie. But these reds are definitely different. Yeah, this is just another base card. So these are definitely the different kind of red cracked ice look. Single Chaz sucked. Relationship Chaz does daily lives and grows hair. Yeah, I know. I mean, there's benefits and negatives to everything. Nailed it, Samantha. The rat needed to go. What does that even mean? Is there Samantha in the comments? Who's Jack Nicholson would be the answer. That is true. In a relationship, Chaz is more productive than single Chaz. You'd be surprised. I mean, I did make it onto the big screens at Bristol and all the stuff I did before as a single individual. You'd be surprised. Looks like we got a Gordon Hayward cracked. Looks like same thing, kind of green. Kendall Brown here. Is this that autograph? No, it is not. But it is backwards rookie card. So I guess maybe, like I said, the rookie cards. Brandon Ingram. We got Clay, Clay, Splash Brothers, and then Desmond Bain. Put this back up here. Maybe that one pack that, or we got, yeah, maybe that one pack that won't open has got something nice in it. Spike, you going to give him some lineup when he visits Cali? Spike is not from California, by the way, guys. Spike is from Green Bay, Wisconsin. And funny enough, he owns a barber shop. Obviously, my girl owns a salon. Maybe they're the peas in the pod. I don't know. But it does not look good for me right now. Oh, we got it to open. Is there something special in here? David Roddy, I think that says. David Roddy, another one of these reds. Kawhi. Dale Cunningham. Tobias Harris. Paul George. All right, let's see if we can crack this one that wouldn't open earlier. Maybe there's like a little trick to it or something. Gotta get a little... I bite my nails all the time. I'm, a nervous wreck being in some situations I've been in life. But biting the nails is something I like to do a lot. I've always done it. Ain't nobody's real fault in particular. Chaz, why can 3-on-3 basketball get national coverage but not more love of dirt racing? Well, 3-on-3 basketball is not a threat to the NBA. Dirt track racing, however, is a threat to the success of NASCAR. If dirt racing gets big, NASCAR gets less popular. Nobody likes that. Zach Levine in the red. We got a backwards card. Is this that freaking autographer? Let's see. Nope, it is not. But it is a interesting, different look on a rookie card for Beauchamp. Got Jeremiah Grant, Michael Porter Jr., and Zach Levine. So down to the 2 cards. We haven't seen this autograph yet. Wait till I buy the World of Outlaws complete series card set. We will go live for those. He's wanting to spend like $250 on a Samantha and the Rat needs to go. They are responsible for the bad calls and years of bad calls, and we all know it. Oh, so there's people running the California racing scene. Somebody's called Samantha over there, I guess, is what he's saying. There's a woman named Samantha. Okay, a little bit different here. Huh. Scottie Pippen Jr. rookie card. Different. All right. Kennedy Chandler. Is this that signed card? No, it is not. Kennedy Chandler. Markkanen. Good player for Utah. Chris Levert for Cleveland. And Damian Lillard on the base. One more pack. Can we get the freaking signed cards? Spike says, I use NASCAR cards to snort the Coca-Cola. Wow. Our NASCAR cards are worth 40 cents on the open market. They pretty much aren't worth much. Andrew Wiggins on this cracked ice look. Pascal Siakam on the base card. Looks like we're out of luck, guys. Jamal Murray and Marcus Smart. Even though it's pretty, it's still just a straight-up base card. So, I don't know. This is how many cards came out of there that are just generic normal. I mean, Shane Gilgeous-Alexander's there's good players all up in this, but then this is the card that, or the cards that are a little bit different than the other ones. These are the rookie cards that pretty much look like base cards, but they were slotted on the front of the pack. This looks definitely different. A cracked ice holographic reflective of Scottie Pippen Jr. Ain't that bad, I guess. We'll just have to see what these are worth on the open market. That's the real point. Gordon Hayward, rookie cards on the kills and all that. Let me show y'all this pack I got in today of cards out of a break, which what you just saw is a break. If we were to actually run a break, say we just ran a break on this this pack right here, you would basically say, I'll pay $10 for all the Chicago Bulls cards, and if all the Bulls cards pulled would go to you, and you'd have a bunch of people buy different teams, or you yourself could buy, the Lions or whatever. But that's kind of how I won these cards. I was picking Seahawks, and I was going for the Texans to try to get that C.J. Stroud rookie card. That's how I picked up this one over here. But we'll show you these over here. This is the 20 to 40, or this is probably the $20 to $60 cards right here that I picked out. You got a Bijan Robinson. You got signatured Pen Pals, Tank Dell. You got a Jason Witten Immaculate card. Actually, really nice. Newly minted Tyler Scott, 1 of 10 in the world. Piece from the jersey right there, but 1 of 10. So only 10 of those cards, and that is gold. Actual gold is used in these. That GS logo, you'll see it in a few of these cards. Gold standard. The gold standard box, like a box I just opened. That box I just opened had 70 cards in it. It was $60. Retails $120. The boxes that these cards come out of, that card right there and that card also, the box comes with 7 cards, and the box itself is $600. So out of the 7 cards you're getting out of the box, they're supposed to be very rare. So that's why this is a 1 out of 10, and it's not even like the nicer cards out of the box. This would have been, one of the nicer cards out of the box that was acquired. But there are still some good ones in here. 1 out of 11 rookie card, Tyreek Stevenson, right there. Newly minted Jaron Hall. This one's a little different. It's not necessarily like that other card. It's a little bit, you could see kind of the difference in the design. This one's a little more purple, has a little bit more design in it. This is a 1 out of 10, whereas this is a 1 out of 399. Tank Dell receiver, $3.99 as well. This is a rookie patch auto. Kenny McIntosh wide receiver, $1.99 rookie card. Once again, gold standard, actual gold. A Zay Flowers receiver for the Ravens. You see right here, 1 of 3. Let's see, hold on. I'm getting a little bit too carried away. I kind of want to see this. 1 of 399 as well. This is a kind of a relatively rare card, even though there's 299 of them. This is from the first off the line. All these were out of a first off the line box, which was why the box was so expensive to actually pull cards from. But Alec Pierce there, Travis, and I screw this guy's name up all the time. Anthony Jr., I believe, $2.99 here. Then a Damian Pierce. Those were the $20 to $60, $80 cards right here. $20 to $60 a piece, selling on the regular. And then these were the other cards. These are in the we'll call it 100 and up cards right here. Some of these worth a lot actually. Eric Etsukama or Kemma. This is a 1 out of 11 card. Emerald green, gold, only 11. This is from the first of the line. This is what you call a redemption card. I actually got one of these in another open box, and I got an Ark Manning signature, which is currently on the retail for around the $2,000 mark. But you have to scratch this off and submit for redemption. They call it a redemption card, and you get this card in the mail. This one says it's a Novice Riche patch autographs hollow silver, which is what this is. But this is for Tank Dell, wide receiver. I know you saw the name earlier. Wide receiver for the Texans, which is probably going to be a good wide receiver since he's going to be probably tandoing with C.J. Stroud. So it's basically this card, but for this player of Tank Dell is what this is for. So this is probably at a minimum a $200 card. That card right there is close to $400. Zach Charbonnet, or Charbonnet, I think they're calling this guy. It's a 199 card, rookie patch auto, gold once again. Patch from the I believe that's actually from the UCLA college team. Of course, he's doing things. We have another one of these style cards for Zay Flowers, the rookie wide receiver at the Vikings. And then this is a 1 of 15 Will Anderson Jr. from the Texans, dual patch autograph. So 2 patches of the uniform autographed as well. 1 of 15 in the world. Probably another $200 to $300 card. And then this one, Jackson Smith, 1 of 24. First off the line, kind of case hit, dual patch autograph on the gold. And then a Sam Laporta card right here. This is that, I don't know if you can read it, that Norvache Riche, or whatever they want to call it, silver edition. You see the reflection is silver. They got a gold edition, is a little more rare, where this reflects in gold on these areas. But this is the silver edition, and it's 1 of 79 out of the first of the line boxes, which are the very more expensive lines. And this guy is the #1 tight end in the NFL, so this is actually a really good pickup as well. Rookie wide receiver, stuff like that. Rookies seem to be the thing that everybody goes for. Then we have a bunch of just kind of default cards that came, Seahawks, and random cards that came out of the box. Got a Russell Wilson and David Carrs and stuff like that. Who wants a Russell Wilson card? I almost want to give that one away. But anyway, let's see here. Arch is as in St. Louis Arch. Grandpa Archie. Right, correct. Correctamundo. So that's our little card situation there. I don't know whether to sell this one or redeem it. I almost want to just sell it because sometimes these cards can take 4 or 5 months to come in. And some, I've heard some horror stories where they don't even get the cards at all. They send them in and they just don't get them. Don't get them at all. But anyways, let's check the chat. I've been reading it. We're about to get out of here. We're coming up on the 1 hour and a half moment. They try to run, but are failing miserably. Narc, lots of low car counts. And I think now we're back to talking about the car counts of Narc, which are definitely not good. Let's see here. Samantha runs the Ocean. Samantha and Joe Vaughn. So Samantha runs Ocean Speedway. Mike runs the Rat Runs Narc. Oh, wow. Okay. 2023 Extreme Outlaw Series Champion Jade Avedisian going to ARCA in 2024. Might as well. Go send her into asphalt. She won't last. She will not be respected or last in professional levels of dirt racing. I think she would be kicked out. The rumors are going around that Kyle Larson has a 4th child on the way. Why not? Jade Avedisian of Venturini Motorsports makes sense. It's all about the money. They try to run, but are failing miserably. Narc has a lot of low car counts. Probably we'll see that on display on November 4th at Stockton. 410s on life support out there, definitely. Brad Sweet is going to come out with some high-limit cards. That would be cool. But they're trying to do NFTs, which is if you've heard of NFTs are kind of like trading cards that you never actually own in person. They're non-fungible tokens, which is kind of like non-fungible means not in your hands. It's like online only. Kind of like your Facebook profile is a NFT in itself. It's something that you own that is yours. So it's kind of like that. Like you go online and you own a digital version. Oh no, they were both running the Trophy Cup. Look forward to more bad calls. So I guess the people causing all these issues are running the Trophy Cup. Who was your main disappointing driver most disappointing driver in sprint cars? Honestly, this year, based on hype, the most disappointing driver, I mean, for this year, I would say Ryan Timms had a lot of hype and has fallen on his face and he knows this. I mean, he's ran good in spurts, but I think a lot of people expected Ryan Timms to come out this year and win a few outlaw races, you know, contend at big events, and that just hasn't happened. That just hasn't happened. I think Ryan Timms would be in the most disappointing driver in the year, and that's just because of the hype. I mean, if he goes out there and runs how he ran this year, last year, I don't think anybody would have expected anything bigger than that. But because of how he ended the year last year, because of how things went, I think people expected him to perform at a very high level, and he just didn't. And I think that ruined a lot of. I think that made it a very disappointing year for Ryan Timms. Somebody says, I hope Sanders wins Trophy Cup. That would be nice. That would be cool. It's definitely possible. He's in a good car. But who knows? Next year, or this coming up race, the things me and Joe have been saying is in the minds of these drivers. A lot of people thought that Bud Kading was running Sanders kind of dirty at Hanford just based on some of the stuff we have been talking about here online. So that's why Joe said he's going to quit talking, because he's worried that Justin Sanders could potentially get killed because a driver's running him dirty, or a driver's running him very aggressively because he didn't like what he had heard from one of Justin's buddies, like Joe. So there is some real worry there. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. It's just over an hour and a half. I feel like we got her in. We got her in good. Here on Hump Day, Wednesday. Tomorrow, not sure if we're going to be here or down at Darren's. We're going to be heading down to Darren's to head down. Darren's actually wanting to go to Devil's Bow. He's kind of the reason I'm going. He's helping with the ride there and the ride back. Although we're going to have to pay for that as well a little bit. We're going to have to kick in. I don't want to be a complete fucking asshole and just use the guy. But once again, if y'all want to kick in and help out at all, it will definitely be appreciated. Links are in the description to send direct support. We will be updating these names up here very, very soon, putting more names that have contributed. I got to do that over the weekends, and my weekends have been recently pretty busy. I need to stop getting mentally distracted every night as well. That's definitely not helping things go smoothly. So we'll be getting these names updated. If you want to join the support, links are in the description. Anything helps. I had Sanja send $10 the other day. Who was another person that kicked in? I think we already have Sanja on the list, though. Will Eggerman, obviously, he kicked in a little bit. Will Eggerman down there, or from down there in that region. We had Ekman Dental Arts kick in and help out recently as well. Let's see here. Yeah, Christopher Spangler sent $10. Sanja sent 25. So, and that's actually Glenn. Glenn sent the 25 on his wife's account. So we need to update that to Glenn instead of Sanja. Sorry about that. But Christopher Spangler also contributing. Ekman Dental Arts recently contributing. So if you want to contribute as well, links are in the description, both Venmo and PayPal. And that's the situation. That's what's going on. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Like the video, comment below. Be sure to go in the other video, comment to Chris. And as always, be sure to subscribe if you can't contribute. Once again, subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing is just as valuable as monetary assets, to me, at least, to me. But also the membership button, if you want to join it, it's like $2 a month. I think you could help out a little bit. But no pressure. Like and share. Like, share, comment. That's what helps out just as much as $2 a month. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you next time.
We can ride high, we can ride low, we can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning, as long as we make the show. We can be the best, or we can be the worst.